Well, g'day curd nerds. G'day curd nerds. Well, 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 g'day curd nerds. Welcome back. I'm Gavin Weber, host of the show, and I will be answering your home cheese making questions today. Love to see so many people in the chat. And sorry for the late start. I was so involved in chatting to people that I forgot to press the intro. So sorry about that, but we'll get there, that's for sure. Okay, first thing, of course, let's not forget to thank all of our patrons and members, YouTube members. So, Stefan, Meatball, Hannah, Faith's RV Road Trip, Honk Honk Silly Goose, and Tyler McBride were the latest YouTube members. So thank you so much for supporting the show financially, and thank you to everybody else there on the screen. Your support is always welcome to keep the show running. And of course, to all the patrons, no new ones this week, but thanks to everybody on the screen who have supported the show over the last month. Really, really appreciate it. And it keeps the lights on, keeps the show going. And yeah, absolutely fantastic. So, let's say g'day to a few people, of course. G'day to Merv. Hello, Merv. Over down the docks at the moment, working. You poor bugger. And Paul. Thank you, Paul, for turning up today. And congratulations on picking all your apples. He's got a massive orchard. We've also got... who's the next person along? Let's see. G'day. Cheese Toe. Hello, how are you? Mari, and we got Peachy too, and who's the next person that turned up? HMHM. Now I can only see a YouTube handle. I can't actually see a YouTube name, unfortunately. That's all that it's showing me. Luigi. We got Valerie. How are you, Valerie? Cool Cat. Hello. And who else we got? I said Murray Mitchell. We got Matt. We got Herb Brooks. G'day, Herb. Diesel Gravy. And we got Charlie. G'day, Charlie. And David as well. Hello to all of you. We've got 17 people watching. Thank you so much for turning up today. This is Ask the Cheeseman, as I said. Now, there will be... I'm nearly got it finished. I'll tell you what, this is such a struggle. The marinated goat's feta, I've actually called the cheese Caprine Provençal. Kim said, give it a fancy name. I went, okay, we'll give it a fancy name. It's actually a breed of a goat in France. But... yeah, Caprine Provençal, because I used herbs de Provençal in the marinade. So I thought, well, that'll be worthy. So it's mostly edited. I've just got to finish it today. I'm going to go hell for leather and get it out tonight for members and patrons, and then it'll be released sometime tomorrow or Tuesday, depending on what I decide. But yeah, members and patrons will get early access to that. And it's an amazing cheese. I tell you what, I've never tasted. Well, I have tasted something like it. They make a cheese like it here in Australia called Meredith Dairy marinated goat cheese. And I think I've hit it. It's spot on. Kim says she can't believe it that I nailed the flavour. So yeah, I'm very pleased, and I hope you will be too once I get the video out today. So sorry for the delay on that one. One of the main reasons is Kim started a round of building works. She's gutted the laundry, well, not her personally, our builder, and half the kitchen to get my new cheese cave or cheese fridge in place. And of course, there will be the gallery at 30 minutes past the hour. So we've got some photos from Mari and Merv sent some photos in late, so absolutely perfect. Okay, so let's get to the questions, because that's why we're here, right? So the first question, I think I can only go back so far. There was a question about starting cheese. Where is it? I think Peachy asked the question to start with. There we go. Peachy2 says, hello, I'm getting into cheese making. Do you have any beginner's tips? Paul's kind of helped out there. He's put quite a few in the chat there. One of the first things is just get all your equipment, what you think you'll need. You'll see in most of the cheese making videos that I lay all the equipment out and take a photo of it and put it in the video, so you kind of understand what's in it. In all the recipe cards, I also put a list of equipment that you'll need, and most of the recipes in my 2 books also have the equipment you'll need. Make sure that when you've watched the video, of course, the video recipe, and write down the process, just so you understand what to do next. What's another great beginner? Pick a cheese that's not going to be too difficult. So some suggestions. Yesterday's cheese is a great place to start. Nice and easy. You will need a cheese press for that. Guido's hard Italian cheese is also a very nice, easy and quick maturing cheese. Of course, whole milk ricotta is always a great place to start, as is halloumi's another good one. Paneer, easy as pie. I would say feta is difficult because you got the brine. You don't want to get slimy cheese. Yeah, look, there's and Caerphilly, of course. Caerphilly is also a great cheese. And probably stir-curd cheddar is probably where I would stop for the beginner's cheeses. Master those few, and I think that you'll be well on your way to starting off understanding cheese making and all of the nuances that go with it. And yeah, I think you'll have a good time. But I hope that answers your question. Next question is from where is it? More of a statement. HM says, from a beginner cheesemaker, I started with your channel to make cheese at home. Now my small cheese cave has 7 different cheeses. Thank you very much for your perfect guidance. Thank you, HM. Appreciate it. Where is the next question? Here somewhere. Okay, from HM as well. Says, could you describe how using thermo meth? We don't use meth in cheese making. We use oh goodness me, thermophilic, mesophilic culture together in one cheese. Right, so what happens, I think, I can't remember the recipe, but I did use it recently where I used a thermophilic and a mesophilic. Could have been the buffalo mozzarella, I think I used it in, which is not an easy cheese to make, by the way. Most mozzarellas are fairly difficult. Pasta filata cheeses is probably not the best place to start. Anyway, so why did I use in that buffalo mozzarella video a thermophilic culture and a mesophilic culture? Right, because what happens is at the start of the recipe, the temperature is really low, and you want to start building that acid in the cheese as quickly as you can. So using a mesophilic starter culture, which prefers to eat lactose to convert it into lactic acid, at about 20 to 22 degrees Celsius, all the way up to about 35. Now, I don't have Fahrenheits because I'm not quick at converting. And then thermophilic culture starts to kick in as the temperature rises past 30 degrees Celsius, all the way up to 48 degrees Celsius. So it continues. So once the mesophilic stops developing acid, the thermophilic continues, and you get the acid level that you need, which is between 5 and 5.3 pH, that is. Make sure you're measuring the pH as you go along. And test the curds, like you saw I did in the buffalo mozzarella. Or did I? I think I did. Anyway, yeah, I think I did, yeah. So test the pH if you're going to make pasta filata cheese. It will save you so much time and guesswork as to when the cheese is ready to stretch. If you go past a pH of 5 and it goes lower than that, so more towards the 4, then you're going to find it very hard to stretch the curds. So you've really got to nail that pH range as it goes from 7 down to 5. You've got to keep an eye on it. Make sure that at about 5.3 you could start doing little tests, and make sure that somewhere in that range between 5.3 and 5 that you can start stretching it. And then as you stretch it and add the really hot water to it to help stretch it, you're going to slow down the acidification of the cheese. You'll basically kill off the thermophilic and mesophilic cultures. So that's a good way to do it. And that's why I use those two starter cultures together. I hope that answers your question. Mari has a question. Says, my goat's milk cheddar has too much whey, I think. It bulged on the top after the first turn, after the first turn it evened out the shape, but the sides are rounded, not straight. What should I do to rescue it? Okay, so the curds are still way too moist. So what I would do right now, if you're still in the process, is break it up, crumble up the curds again. If you've salted it already, that's fine. But it needs to be pressed more. You need to get more whey out. There's whey trapped in the curds. Way too much. The cheese is way too moist. I know I'm using the word way too much, but that's what it is. So you need to get a little bit more. You haven't pressed it hard enough. Although it's probably stuck together, Murray, there's too much moisture in the cheese, so that you're going to get that bulging effect, especially very early. And make sure that when you do break it up, one thing I would think about is make sure that it's not contaminated with the coliform. You'll see if it is infected with coliform, which is basically having animal feces in the milk, then it looks like a sponge, and it will expand and it'll float instead of sinking the curds. So yeah, definitely make sure you check that when you break it up. And if there's no tiny little holes like a sponge, then you're good to go. Just press it again, and just make sure that you've got enough moisture. So I would press it 50 pounds of pressure, yeah, for probably another 6 to 12 hours, and then I'll get enough whey out of it for sure. I hope that helps, mate. Okay, where are we? Where's the next question? Brian says, can you make an American brie with sodium citrate? American brie? No. Brie is a French cheese. I haven't heard of American brie. You can make an American cheese with sodium citrate. It's just a processed cheese. Basically, you get cheese that you've already bought from the store, grate it all up. There's a whole video on it. Hang on, let me just find it. Let's go to the second monitor. So on the channel page, we can look for American cheeses. How to make American cheese with sodium citrate. Here we go. He's a good-looking rooster. See what's he doing here? He's got a block of cheese. 2 blocks of cheese. What a good-looking bloke. And he's grating it, and then he's going to add sodium citrate to it. Anyway, so I'll get the, let me get the link for you. There we go. And back to main. Right, let me just plug that into the chat for you. So that's my American cheese recipe. It works out very well. Go and study that, and then take notes and get back to me. Yeah, you'll have no problems at all. So anyway, that is American cheese, not brie. You can't do brie with it. Christy says, hello, I made a jalapeno cheddar not long ago while it was air drying. The whey coming out was thick like syrup. Ooh, I've never seen this before. A bandage wrap, but I'm curious to know as to what happened. I haven't come across that before either, so I don't know what you've done there. No, I've never experienced whey thick like syrup before. Was it cloudy or was it clear when it came out? If it was cloudy, then you're probably losing a lot of fat out of the cheese. So not sure what's going on there, Christy. So haven't seen it before, so I can't really comment, and I don't really know what it is. So unfortunately, sorry about that. Tomcat says, easiest way to start in cheese, easy kit and cheap. Okay. So many questions in so many few words. Okay, so what's the easiest way to start making cheese? Yeah, sure, it is a kit. I've got lots of kits behind me, as you can see. We sell them here at Little Green Workshops. Let me just show you some of the best ones I recommend that we've got in store. Because, that's all I can talk to, because I've used them all. Let me just bring up cheese making kits on the second monitor. Righto, so over at littlegreenworkshops.com.au, we've got a whole range. I'm looking for easy, cheap ones. Let's have a look. Okay, so 2 that come to mind are the fresh cheese kit, which you can make. What can you make with that? Let's just go have a look. That's $79.95. This is Australian dollars. So it has instructions to make feta, halloumi, cream cheese, cottage cheese, and quark. So that's a nice one to get started with as well. And of course, the fresh Italian cheese kit has very good instructions. You can make quick mozzarella, ricotta, and mascarpone are the 3 cheeses there. You can also use the kit to make halloumi. I know, just follow my video on that. But yeah, and that one's only $50 Australian. So there's 2 simple cheese kits. And if you want to get into hard cheese making kit, the hard cheese kit is the next step up, I would say, because you can make farmhouse cheddar, Gouda, Monterey Jack, feta, cream cheese, cottage cheese, Colby, Cotswold, Leicester, and ricotta. And I've used it to make Caerphilly, Sage Derby, Leyden, Edam, Havarti, and traditional cheddar as well. So there's some solutions for you there. Hope that helps. Okay. Peachy says, I don't want to run out of cultures too quickly, so I was looking at making a mother culture. However, I'm unaware how much I would use in place of 1/8 of a teaspoon. What can I do? Unfortunately, I don't use mother cultures, so I can't give you any advice there. I use direct vat inoculated or freeze-dried cultures, and I find that they are the most reliable. Mother cultures, I wouldn't use them unless you're a professional cheesemaker, and most professional cheesemakers are the ones that use them, and they make them themselves, and I've seen them do that, and it is a complicated process, I'm telling you now. And for every recipe, they know exactly how much to make. Mother cultures are probably not the place to start for a beginner, Peachy, unfortunately. Direct vat inoculated are the place to start. And you can get single-use sachets, but But a little bit goes a long way. Those sachets that I sell are for like 250 litres of milk. Unless you're going to use make so much cheese, and you go by the recommendations on the packet. Some are stronger than others, so definitely that's what I would do. I would use direct vat inoculate. Don't make a mother culture, not as a beginner, that's for sure. It's only fraught with danger, and you're going to get despondent and then go, bugger it, I'm not going to make any more cheese anymore because the culture's not working. Anyway. Let's say. Brian says, right, so as part of his question, it was more or less making a brie and then turning that brie into a processed brie. Why? Why would you do that? I don't understand the rationale behind that. Why not just go and buy a brie or make the brie properly using my petite brie recipe? That would work perfectly. Which you're going to do, but why would you turn into a processed cheese? I don't understand, Brian. David has a question, says, I made Gruyere a couple of months ago. I'm washing the rind 2 to 3 times a week. Forming on the rind are small dark spots. Do you know how this... do you know what this could be, and should they be removed? No, don't remove them. That is part of the Gruyere process. If you go and have a look at... there are a couple of Gruyere videos on YouTube that will show you the entire process, how they make it in Switzerland. And yeah, you'll find the rind is brown. It goes brown as you keep washing it. So the entire surface of the rind will go brown as you go through the process. So it's just a natural part of making the cheese, David. So don't be too disturbed by the brown spots. As long as they're not black, black mold, I'm pretty sure it's all it's brown, so it's all good. Okay, HM says making mother culture using raw goat's milk could be used later to make cheese with cow's milk. Is that a question or a statement? Using mother culture. Why all the mother cultures? I don't know why people doing this. As beginner cheeseman, unless you've had a bit of experience under your belt, I would stay away from using mother cultures. But yes, if you made one using goat's milk, you can use it in cow's milk. It's no big deal, but only if you know what you're doing. All right, moving right along. La Machina says, hi Gavin, I made your Stilton-like recipe, but my rind turns yellow after 1 month. That's not good. Sounds like it's too moist. Penicillium Roqueforti doesn't like a lot of humidity, unlike white molds. So try and lower the humidity. That's why you're getting this yellow fluorescent mold growing. Scrape it off, definitely, and then wrap it in foil, and that will inhibit some of the stuff. But lower the humidity. It's too humid. That's why the yellow mold and sometimes pink mold will grow as well. So make sure you sort that out as quick as you can. Matt says, a bit in the bullet and travelling to Bern in Switzerland on Monday for the World Cheese Awards. My goodness, I hope you got an entry in there, Matt. That'll be fantastic. I can't wait. The whole city turns into the capital of cheese for 3 days. Excited, we'll report back. That would be fantastic. Thank you, Matt, and wish you luck if you've got a cheese entered in there. I reckon your Templar would be a winner, that's for sure. If not some of your other cheeses. Congratulations, mate, on going to Bern. Yeah, but let us know. That would be fantastic. Okay, next question is from Peachy as well. What cheese is not good to vacuum seal during the aging process? That is a good question, Peachy. Any fresh cheese? Well, fresh cheeses can be vacuum packed but just stored in the kitchen fridge, but not for aging. Okay, so things like if you've got if you made lots of halloumi, for instance, you can vacuum pack that, put it in the kitchen fridge. It doesn't change. You just do that. So soft cheeses, fresh cheeses don't need to be vacuum packed unless you're using it for storage, and you can't really soft cheeses you can't vacuum pack anyway. So anything that you've pressed, there's a good chance that you will be able to vacuum pack it. Obviously, it'll be firm enough. So hard cheeses, Alpine, Italians, they can all be vacuum packed without too many issues. Blues cannot be vacuum packed for aging. You have to do the natural aging process because the Penicillium roqueforti needs oxygen to continue to grow and develop inside the cheese. Also, mold ripened cheeses shouldn't be vacuum packed at all because the Penicillium candidum and Geotrichum candidum won't grow. They need oxygen as well. As does washed rind cheeses. You cannot vacuum washed rind cheeses during maturation. You need to wash them in the brine / Brevibacteria linens wash, and they need to be fairly moist most of the time. They have a very high humidity when aging the cheese. So there's some examples. I hope that helps. Okay. Matt says he's got 3 blues entered into the World Cheese show, World Cheese Awards. Well, mate, fingers crossed, both hands, and my toes. I can't do my toes; they're too sore. Yeah, hope that comes up good for you, mate. Good on you. But yeah, when's that happening? When's that going to happen? Doesn't say. Oh, Monday. This Monday. That's tomorrow for me. All right. Well, mate, should be flying off soon, or catching the train, whichever way. But yeah, congratulations. Well done. Okay, we're close enough that it's time for the gallery, Curd Nerds. So let me just whip that up. Where is it? That's there, and the text is there. Okay. So the gallery is before we start. The gallery is brought to you by you, the Curd Nerds. You send in the photos, I show them, I comment on them, and I give you some advice if I need to. But it is a show and tell of sorts, which I have enjoyed doing for about, what are we up to? What episode's this? This is 377. I think we started doing the gallery at about episode 140 or something like that. So yeah, it's amazing. Oh, Paul, thank you so much for that $25. I'll get to your question in a sec, mate, after we do the gallery, if that's okay. But cheers, mate. Appreciate it. Can we do the Curd Nerd light? Is it going to work? I got it plugged in. There we go. It's all happening. That's for you, Paul. Thanks, mate. All right, let's get to this gallery, shall we? Alrighty. Second monitor. There we go. All right, so the first one is from Mari, and it says, "Hi, Gavin. This is my new..." Oh, it's going off again. That was a YouTube version. There you go. Sorry, Mari says, "Hi, Gavin. This is my new cheese making setup. I love cooking, and when I'm making cheese, I lose all my bench space. So now I have a trolley I can bring out, and it's ready. That's already set up. That is a good-looking trolley. And I like the way you've got everything there. You've even got your food umbrella. You've got... I like the round food umbrella. That's cool. And you got a little pot. How good's that? That is just spectacular. Can I get in? Can we zoom in a little bit more? So you got a... Is that a pH meter or is it a thermometer? Kitchen Mediscan. I think it's a thermometer. So I like the way you've got... That is ingenious. Look at that. I love the tomato cans holding up on the pot, and that. I tell you what, Murray, you're an ideas person. That's all I can say. Magnificent. Yeah, that is a thermometer, right? So, and down here we've got some ripening boxes. You've got your mats ready to go. You got some little brining buckets or what have you, and all of your utensils are up here as well. That's magnificent. And you got your pot in a pot there, doing the cheese making action. Very good, Murray. You that is incredible. All right, I'll keep reading. I just have to sterilise the relevant utensils. When I'm not making cheese, the whole trolley is covered and put in the spare room. Oh, perfect. Also received an early Christmas present, a wine fridge to age cheese all year round. Congratulations on getting your cheese fridge. My cheese fridge big reveal will happen in the next month or so, when it gets into place. All right, today I have just started air drying a goat's milk cheddar. A local supermarket was selling close to date goat's milk cheap. I have a batch of cream cheese hanging, the cans are to keep it high enough. In the pot on the stove is a red Leicester from your video, scaled down to 8 litres, which the rennet has just been added. I'll follow your advice and try the cheddar at 3 months, indeed. With the cream cheese, your video mentions used within 10 days. However, a similar recipe from Mary Ann from Give Cheese a Chance says the cream cheese will last over a month in the fridge. If you don't feel that over 10 days is safe, do you think it would freeze well? Thanks, Murray. Yeah, look, rarely do I let my cream cheese go more than 2 weeks. 10 days was sound advice as far as I can tell. Cream cheese doesn't last that long, and it is very prone to getting mould growth, even in the kitchen fridge. So that's why I chose 10 days as the stipulation on when you should use it by. Mary Ann may have different opinion, but that's mine. Would it freeze well? Let me just think. Yeah, I think it probably would. It might. Well, when it defrosts, it may split. And I know the texture depends on if it's got a lot of moisture in it, which cream cheeses usually do. Ice crystals form, and then when it defrosts, it goes all gritty. The cheese goes gritty. So you could try it. You could try to freeze it, but I'm not going to recommend anything, because when those sorts of cheeses, the really high moisture cheeses defrost, they tend to go gritty and not smooth like they were previously. Anyway, that's my advice there, Murray. And I think there's another photo. Oh, I didn't realise there was a drawer there. And in the drawer are the cups and all the utensils that you're using for that particular cheese make. Very nice indeed. Well done. Congratulations. And thanks for sending in the photos, Murray. All right, next photo is from Merv, who snuck them in at the last minute. And Merv says, "Hi Gav, I made your chowder. You do not have to use them, but here's some pictures I took." Well, I'm going to use them, Merv, because I like you. Right, so Merv has that's his homemade cheese press. He's got his chowder in there. Very cool. We've also got... there's it out of the press. Very nice. Hope you trimmed the little bits there, mate, as you should. Stops any mold growth. And you've got it in your brining bucket. Very nice. And there it is, all vac packed. So made it on the 1st of November. So that's only 9 days ago. So you got it vacuum packed there, and it looks amazing. So I hope that goes well for you, Merv. A good-looking cheese, indeed. And that's the end of the gallery, Curd Nerds. So, sorry to say. But if you want to send in photos to the gallery, what you can do is go to my channel page, and I'll just show you how to do that now. So, over on the channel page, second... Oh, I haven't got a button for that. I'll fix that. There we go. Second monitor. So, over on the channel page, we go to this bit here. Do you want to become a curd nerd? Love eating cheese? Of course you do. Like, you wouldn't be here otherwise. Down here, if you scroll down a bit, there's a view email address. So if you click on that, you'll get the email address to send me any photos. Send through the photo and a description of what you've sent, because otherwise I'll just be guessing and I'll make stuff up. You know me. I'm good like that. But yeah, especially when I don't get any description of the cheese. But yeah, make sure there's a decent description, what you did, what it tasted like if you've done a taste test on it. But yeah, absolutely amazing. Get stuck into it and send those photos through. I only had a few today, but yeah, I'm hoping more for next week. That would be fantastic. Geez, I didn't realise I've done 932 videos. That's amazing. All right. Also, if you want to engage with me during the week, then you can do so over on my Discord server. There's the invitation link there. And there is a cheese section. It's also my gaming Discord channel. But you can definitely go over there and drop me some questions. And usually I pop into the Discord and answer them as well. So if you haven't done so already, go and do that. Alrighty. That was the gallery. We've got lots of time for more questions, of course. Now, one thing, where is it? Paul's question. Let's just bring that up. And thanks again for the super chat, mate. Appreciate it. It says, I checked a red Leicester in the cave last week and noticed a black spot the size of a fingernail and nowhere else. Based on your black mold comment, I wonder if I can safely cut it off and save the rest. Yeah, how long's it been in the cheese cave for, Paul, is my question. And is it... okay, so it's 1 week. Right, sorry, I should read it. No, I checked it in the cave last week. All right, I don't know how old it is. Is the black mold underneath, say, vacuum packing? Or is it native? It's over a year old. Okay. Yeah, just cut it off. Just cut it off. Because the less moist a cheese is, then the more difficult it is for it to grow mold. And when it does grow mold, it's only on the surface. Now, if it's under the vac pack, then yeah, I would take it out of the vacuum packing and cut that bit off for sure. Sounds like there's a breach in your contamination field for the cheese, just like Star Trek. So yeah, you could do that. Take it out of the vacuum packing, scrape that bit off, and I would put the red Leicester probably in the kitchen fridge now. Get that temperature down once it's vac packed and just use it for start eating it. Start eating the cheese. Unless, of course, you want to age it longer, but you're going to have to scrape that black mold off for sure. Give it a rub with vinegar so it doesn't come back, and then let it air dry and then vacuum pack it again, is my advice to you. Hope that helps. Okay, what's next? Next question is, or suggestion, the chairman, thanks chairman, says you can always throw your cream cheese in a blender after defrosting it. Yeah, that would work. That would get rid of any of the grittiness, probably. But yeah, you could certainly try that for sure. Donna says, good day, Gavin. G'day. G'day, and that's kind of a g'day. Gavin, and g'day to all. G'day, Donna. Lovely to see you. And throw any if you've got any more questions, don't forget to throw them into the chat, and I will get to them straight away because there's no more questions. Paul says, "I'll ask Scotty to help with a brief." Indeed, you will need to. Yeah, Mr. Scott will fix everything. Not sure about that. That's funny. Pardon me. That leads me to a plug for my gaming channel. I don't know how many people are interested in gaming. I know you're all here for cheese, of course, but yeah, I do have a gaming channel. It is fun. Well, I believe it's fun. I think it's fun anyway, because of my lack of mobility at the moment, and can't stand too much. I'll just show it to you. It's very cool. I think it is anyway. I'm proud of how far it's got so far. It's got 214 subscribers and 78 videos. So I stream every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Friday. I'm deep into a game called Elite Dangerous at the moment, which is great fun. So, if you want to join me there for shits and giggles, it's good fun. I start streaming at 0730 UTC every day, well, on those days. I'm also on Twitch. If you're into Twitch, it's on there as well. But anyway, that's the gaming channel. It's called Curd Nerd Gaming. You can go look that up if you want. If you love it, go and subscribe to... There's a lot of banter going on, as it does. So yeah. Anyway, very cool. Back to my head. That was just a shameless plug for the gaming channel. If you're interested, if you're not, don't worry about it. Okay. There we go. Right, so Matt's backed me up there. Cream cheese, very high moisture content and a great environment for botulism, hence the 10 days. I've had it tested at 14, but no more in a home environment. Very good advice. Thank you, Matt. And that's from a cheese-making professional. So I knew my 10 days was spot on. Thanks, mate. Appreciate the good on your wingman. Murray says, thanks so much for all your help. I'm going to repress some cheese. I think your goat's cheese will love you for it. Your goat's cheddar. Yeah, it'll be cool. Sebastian says, oh my God, it's been a while. I didn't catch you live. I was in China. Lord, did I miss my cheese. It's a cheese desert, and they don't have anything to make it, whether it's ingredients or fresh milk. That's funny you should say that, Sebastian. I've got 2 customers that I send cheese-making supplies to regularly in China, and both of them say the same thing. I think one guy's Chinese, and the other guy is an expat Brit, they both make amazing cheeses, and they've sent me photos and stuff. But yeah, it's funny you should say that. Well, I thought that not cheese making, but the Chinese were starting to import cheese, but I think it's the lack of the lactase enzyme in people of Asian descent don't have in their stomachs, so therefore they can't digest it, and it gives them, well, they're lactose intolerant. So that would be one of the reasons, I would think. Okay, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed your trip to China, but I'm glad you're back. Murray says, thanks, I don't want to poison anybody. Neither do I. That's why I try and give conservative advice about storage for your cheese. Peachy said, how difficult would it be to say, make keflatiri? I'm a big fan of it, and I would like to know how much skill I would need to accumulate. Keflatiri, do I have a recipe on that? I think I do. I think it worked all right. KEFA is the search I'm looking for. I have no matches. Is it KEF? Nope, I don't. I don't think I've made that cheese. Isn't that the Greek pasta filata cheese? Same as mozzarella, basically, and it's stored a little bit differently, and I think it uses part goat's milk as well. From the Greek, yes, but you have made. Oh, I have made it, have I? Greek cheese. Oh, did I? Why can't I find it? How to make Greek cheese, feta, Saganaki, Persian feta, Mizra. I've made lots of Greek cheeses, haven't I? Graviera. Have I made kefalotyri? Oh, there it is. Yes, kefalotyri. It is not a... okay, so it's used for Saganaki. Yes, I have made it. And those who want to see the cheese, here's the link for it. Look, I think... let me think. Experience. The cheese was okay. So, look, I think after you've made a couple of semi-hard, so like make the yesterdays, make the Guidos, yeah, you could probably jump onto kefalotyri. I couldn't see why you couldn't. Yeah, why not? And if you've got the relevant place, the right place to age the cheeses, that where you can keep it at 13 degrees Celsius or 55 Fahrenheit, then yeah, I don't think you'll have too many problems maintaining the ripening temperature for kefalotyri. So yeah, give it a go. Why not? There we go. So yes, so I have made it, and there's the instructions. So give it a go. Give it a go. And Paul says if you translate it from Greek, it's called head cheese. There you go. There you go. I didn't know that. There you go. It's still Greek to me. HM says, I am searching for a guide to make smoky cheese. Could you please help me? Right, so there's a couple of ways that you can do it. So a couple of ways. Let me think. So you can add liquid smoke to your milk, but it does raise the acidity of the milk. So you've got to make sure that when you're making a cheese that you're checking the pH and checking the steps. I do have a very nice little pH checklist that has testing guidance for some cheeses. I'll just bring that up. If people haven't seen it, I know a lot of people have. It's over on Little Green Workshops. Let me just go to the second monitor again. I've got a whole bunch of cheese recipes that aren't in my book, so they're in the printable cheese recipe cards. I do have a free one. So this pH checklist, which you'll see in a second. Where is it? pH checklist. There it is. So the pH checklist is free. It costs $0. The download link will be sent with your confirmation email. So just go to the cart and go through the checkout and you get it for free. So within the checklist, it's in PDF format, and it has the markers that the targets you should hit for different types of cheeses. Obviously, they're a guide, of course, but go and check out the pH management checklist for cheesemakers. So it's definitely worth it. So liquid smoke, you can use that. Also, I do have if we go here and we go to smoked cheese, smoking cheese, and I did have a quick and nasty guide how to cold smoke cheese, so we can share that too. Copy, share that. There we go. And yeah, I didn't share the pH checklist URL. I'll just do that now. And here's the pH checklist one. So yeah, cold smoker is the way to go. All right, back to my head. Okay, hope that answers that question. So so that's the guide to using your smoker. All right, so hope that helps. Yeah, get the checklist. It's worth it. It's free. So Peachy says, I'm a Greek myself, so I'd love to have, right, so that's kefalotyri. I have a Coleman 2-volt, 12-volt chiller that cools to 10 degrees. I was planning to set that up with an Inkbird thermometer and use that. Yeah, that'll work. It may be difficult if it's only a 12-volt cooler. Can you plug it into the main? If you can plug it into the mains, then yeah, it'll, and put the probe in to the cooler, then yeah, you'll have yourself a nice little cheese cave. Pretty cheap too, so that's cool. Valerie says, re-liquid smoke, make sure the bottle is new. My cheese blue using an old bottle. Yes, make sure it's a fresh bottle. But you don't use much. So, yeah, so you get the smallest bottle of liquid smoke you possibly can. Because, yeah, I would definitely use it. Or you can't boil it because it stinks. It really does. If you boil it again, then you're gonna stink the whole house out. So to sanitize it is what I'm saying. Okay, so yeah, cold smoker with a tube is probably the best way to get smoky flavour in your cheese. Even that little dodgy setup that I use my barbecue with, go and check that out. Check that link out. So it's always good. Okay, Peachy says it's the car version. Right, okay. So it comes with a 12 volt, 120 volt adapter. Okay, so absolutely perfect. So that'll be a good little cheese fridge for you, Peachy too. All right. We're coming to the end of the stream, so don't forget that if you're in the market for cheese making equipment and supplies, then you could do no better than popping over to littlegreenworkshops.com.au. I've been showing the site occasionally during the stream, but yeah, we have all the cheese making supplies, equipment, and kits. If you want to start off at a nice, easy place, then kits are the way to go. And great for gifts coming up for Christmas as well. And I don't know if you see me drinking out of the Curd Nerd cup. There we go there. Is it going to show? Talk curdy to me. I've got so much merch, honestly. And people seem to enjoy it. So you can go and check that out at merch.cheeseman.tv is always a great place to start. Go and check out the merch store for all your Christmas cheesy gifts for yourself or for your loved ones. But yeah, get them in quick, because if you don't get them in soon, then they're not going to get to you by Christmas. So yeah, anyway, it is what it is. And that's it. Curd Nerds, I think, for the day. We'll finish up a little bit early. I don't think there's any more. There's no more questions. Thank you everybody for watching. It's been fantastic hosting the Ask the Cheeseman show. If you want to catch me live during the week, of course, you can pop over to Curd Nerd Gaming on my YouTube channel and Twitch, same name. So you can check that out as well. Say g'day and say you're from the Cheese channel. That would be cool. All right, thanks for watching, Curd Nerds, and I'll see you next time. All right, see you later. Bye-bye.